Hey, 7th graders, welcome back to PLTW. We haven't done anything for a while, so, and I kind of want to get everyone caught up before we move on to the next one. So, what'll happen the last 1, 2, 3 weeks, basically, is we're going to finish this product is the goal. So, I'm going to flip myself off, and we're going to go to where we left off. If you remember, this is the 4 parts that we made. We made a base. We made a triangle, we made a rectangle, and we made a circle peg. So looking at the base, this is where we left off. Now, one thing we have to do is we're going to have to go back through and change these. Now, one thing it's going to be dependent on is if you did these all in the same file. So if you look over here where I have my cursor, you can see the different ones. See this sketch right here? I have an extrude and then the sketch. So if I double click that sketch, see how it goes to the blue version? That's where I want it. So I'm going to click top there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to move these in the middle. Up here, this is called the dimension tool, and that's how we move stuff. Okay. Now if you remember, if you did this right, I'm just going to click this side because this, sorry, I won't be able to because it's in a different thing, but this side is 3 inches. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click dimension. Now see how it highlights the whole thing there? That's what I want. I'm going to click that. And then see how it highlights that whole line when I go up here. I'm going to click that one. And then bring it down. Well, it didn't work. Okay, there we go. So I click. See how it says 1 inch? I click with that. And now I'm going to click a 3rd time. Now, once it does that, it highlights it. Now that's saying from this line to there is 1.363892. Well, I want it to be 1, so I'm going to click 1 and hit enter. Now you can see mine moved 2, which is fine. So now these are in the middle. This one is not. So to dimension this, I'm actually going to click that circle and that line. And now 1.5 would be the middle because I'm going from that. Now, if you get this red, that means you have something wrong with the constraints. And all I'm going to do is click on this little red thing box right there. I'm going to right click. And what I'm going to do is click escape dimension. And you're like, well, that didn't do anything. So I'm going to right click it again. And I'm going to click delete sketch entity. There. So now these are all in the middle. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over a little. Not much, just a little bit. So I'm going to click that. You can see here I'm going to try to hit that side. There. And let's make that. And yours don't have to be exactly the same. It just, I need to move it over. I put 0.4 there. I might put 0.75 and see where that takes me. Okay, there. Now, if I want to get these a little closer, you can see I can go from there to there, and that's 0.71. Let's make it 0.5 and see where I kind of end up. Perfect. Now to me, those 3 look relatively the same. So I'm going to click it, and all my holes are still there. Now this one looks a little off. And it shouldn't be. And I'll double check that, but it looks like it could go down a little bit. So we're going to leave it just like that. Okay, so there's my 3 parts, okay? So now what we have to do is we may have to make one of the sides, okay? And how we're going to do that is you're going to click down here in the plus sign and click new, and you're going to create new part studio, okay? And how we're going to do the side is we're going to draw them. And we're going to draw them like this. So on my sketch, I might pick one of these. So there I am. You can see, I can see it. And this is probably going to be the easiest way. So we're going to draw a large rectangle. I clicked on the rectangle up there. I'm going to click. Now, I'm on that one. I would make that 0.75. And the other one, I would make 5.25. Okay, so now we have a rectangle like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you draw a second rectangle. just kind of, it doesn't really matter where, just as long as it's kind of up here. Okay, 0.375 looks good. And this is truly the only dimension that matters, and that needs to be 0.75 because that's going to be the thickness of your actual, of this right here. Okay, so we have that. Now, what I want us to do is we're going to trim here. If I can remember which one the trim is under, sorry. It's usually up here. Oops, I must have clicked out of the sketch, my bad. So stay in the sketch, that was my fault. Stay in the sketch, so I double click the sketch again. You should already be in it, I must have clicked out of it. And right click trim, and I'm going to trim that right there. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so you can see it looks like that. Once I'm done, I clicked out of it. I click check mark. I'm going to extrude this. And if I click, I'm going to extrude it 3 inches. Okay, and there's my side. Now with the side, you can, if you remember how to edit the appearance, I'll just change it so it's a little something different. I was like the same. Let me try that one again. Let's edit appearance here. Let's go. Skew the color palette here. That looks good. A little orange. Okay. So there's one of my sides. Now you can see my base, of course, my triangle, my rectangle, and my circle peg. Now, comes for probably the harder part. So once you have that, I might rename this and just call it leg. Then it's just easier when you're putting stuff in. So there's all of my parts. Okay. So now I'm going to go over to this assembly file. And I'm going to click that. Now assembly file is where we put everything together. Okay. This is the point of where you're taking everything, and now we're going to put it and constrain it together so it can't fall apart. All right, so we're going to go up here to insert. Once you click insert, here are all your parts. So for example, first one, I'll just click the base. I clicked on it, you can see, I click there it is. Now, if I needed more than those, I just click it again. So for example, circle peg, just put off this side here because we're going to have to do some stuff. Rectangle, we'll put it there. Triangle, we'll put there. Now leg, there's, whoops, get it off of there a little bit. There's one leg, but we're going to need 2. Okay, so there's all my parts. All right, now you can see none of this is together. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we are going to use what they call constraints, or mating 2 objects together so they can't, so they're connected. So up here, right here, we have mate connectors. We have the first one here is called fasten. We have revolving. We have slider. We have planar. We have cylindrical. We have pin and slot, ball and mate, and parallel. Well, the one we're going to use today that I recommend is right here is going to be slider. Okay. Now, what you can see, this is red right now because it's like, hey, you got to choose some things that we need to put together. So if you look at this, if I highlight over, you can see I get this little weird circle thing. Okay. And what that's showing me is if I'm picking a side. So for example, I don't want an edge. I don't want an edge. These are all edges. I don't want those. I want the middle. So I'm going to click the middle. Now that's saying, okay, what do I want that to slide into? Well, I want it to slide into this. Now this can get tricky because you need to get it so it faces the right thing. So see right there, it was in the middle, right there. Okay, that's the one I want. So then I'm going to click it. Now, what that does is it puts them together. Now watch when I hit the play button. So it connects it right through there. Now, if something's wrong, you can flip it here. You can rotate it, which in this instance, it doesn't matter. But the slider, like even if I did that, it'll just go the other way. Okay? However you want that, you can have it that way, either way. Now, if I manually do it now, so there it is. There it is. So now I should be able to move this, right? And I can't move it out of there no matter what. For life, it is connected to those two things between that. So there's one slider. Let's do another one. So I go over here, I go up top, and I go to slider mate. Now I go here and I want to select that middle, and you can see how that's showing. And now, just like with everything, I have to click two things. So I'm telling that to slide in here. Okay, now I click play just to make sure and go, yep, that's right. If it's not right, you'd click cancel and redo it. Don't click the green check mark if it's not right, because then you're just going to give yourself a headache. There. So there's those two. Now we can do slider on the last one. We'll probably have some issues with this, but that's okay. I just want us to basically get the point of this. So there I grab the middle, and now this becomes kind of tricky. There's the, so you saw it there, right there. All right, click that. Now you're like, wait, that's not right. You can see it's off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep rotating that until it's good, and then I hit that. Now, whoops. Now that slider is good. Okay, and you can see there. So those three parts are in the right one. Now, let's do the two sides. All right. Now, instead of slider, we're going to use this one called fasten. And it's going to like fasten them together. So once I click that, I got to get kind of this middle part. Yep. See right there? I might click that one. There's the middle of that leg. Whoops, it didn't register. Let's try it again. There you go. See? There. Okay. And then, and people are always worried, it'll move to where it needs to here in a second. Okay. I click that. And if you look at that, everyone can look at that and go, okay, Mr. Teskey, that is way off. That doesn't work. So always try this. Rotate it. Oh, there it is. I hit the green check mark. Now I have those two fastened together. So I'm going to do the same thing to this. I'm going to try to get there. I got it. And then in the middle of this. Now, as you can see, the same thing happens. So all you got to do is rotate it. Okay. I'm going to show you something here I messed up. Okay. Now if you look, you're like, wait, that's flipped around the other way. So then I just flip it. And then I go, voila. Now, if you're like me here and you got a little chunk stuck in the leg, that's perfectly fine. So the goal of this week is to get to this point where you have your legs and all three pegs in an assembly file together with these right here. You have three sliders, and if you click on one, it'll show you where it is. Or if you click the arrow or the eye, see, it shows you. And then fasten. So when you're done, you should look like this. So hopefully everyone gets there. The number one thing is remember to rewatch the video. I've helped some people, and it's a simple thing usually. I really recommend if you have the video open on the side and work at this at the same time. And take your time. You have an entire week to do this. Some people are really good at this and they get it done right away. And some people have to watch a video 50 times. That's okay. And just kind of keep plugging away on it and you'll get there. Okay? And everything we do from here on out grows from the previous week. So you got to make sure you're staying up to date on the assignments. Otherwise you get lost. Okay? Other than that, if there's any questions, please email me. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. And we'll see everyone soon. All right. See you later.